Now at 11, more shootings added to Portland's record-breaking gun violence.
And I just couldn't believe that it didn't hit me.
This time, a bullet went right through a woman's car while she was driving. Plus, a despicable social media discussion that's come to light at a local high school.
It was kind of a mock discussion about who we would sell among the Black students.
And an abandoned hotel will soon get a much-needed makeover to help Vancouver's homeless crisis.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Morgan Romero in Tonight for Laurel. We start tonight with a woman's close call during one of the multiple shootings in Portland this week. Catherine Cook shares her message for those fearing gun violence in the city.
I guess I'm just thankful that nobody was hurt.
Erica Wilson is in pretty good spirits for someone who almost got shot. Her 13-year-old son was also nearly hit. The pair was driving along Southeast 72nd near Woodstock around 9 o'clock Monday night when someone opened fire.
That is what is kind of baffling the most about this situation. Who would do such a thing?
2 bullets hit Erica's car, one in a tire, one through the back hatch and out the front windshield.
I just couldn't believe that it didn't hit me because it was aimed directly at my face.
Erica pulled over. So did a Portland Parks and Rec truck that was also hit. You can see the bullet hole in the side. Police say whoever did this fired at least 26 shots.
So right when we parked and got out of the car, we were bombarded by 4 or 5 neighbors that were asking if they could give us hugs. One lady gave us, something to drink.
It's a scenario that's become as familiar as it is frightening. Police stats show the city has had over 830 shootings year to date. For perspective, there were 891 shootings in all of last year and 388 the year before that.
It's sad what's happening. I know that a lot of officers are quitting because it's just the way that it is right now. And then that doesn't leave a lot for the people that are trying to do their jobs, because it took 6 minutes before 911 dispatchers answered, and it took another 10, 15 minutes before they showed up, it felt like.
If what statistics indicate is true, the shootings aren't over. Erica hopes that doesn't keep others from living, even after this close call.
The world is unpredictable, and life is short and fleeting, and just do the best job that you can do. It's better to live not in fear.
Catherine Cook, KGW News.
Hey, good advice. A shooting also happened in the Coley neighborhood late last night. More than 20 shots were fired on Northeast Emerson near Coley Boulevard. 6 cars were hit, including this van you see there, taking 6 rounds in the back. Homeowners on the street say they heard cars speed off afterwards. New at 11, investigators in Polk County are looking into a deadly shooting there. It happened mid-afternoon today on Belvedere Northwest, just outside Salem. All we know right now is a person of interest is in custody. Investigators have not said the name of the victim or a motive yet. The debate over controversial flags in schools continues tonight in Newburgh. The school board is meeting once again. They're hearing from parents in the community on their proposal to keep Black Lives Matter and Pride flags out of district buildings. Our Mike Benner has been following the meeting and joins us live tonight. Mike.
Yeah, as you can imagine, Morgan, this has been such a divisive topic, and again tonight, tempers flared at different points. All of this stemming from a directive that School Board Director Brian Shannon brought to the table earlier this summer. Director Shannon asked that all Black Lives Matter and Pride symbols be removed from district buildings. He also wanted to ban staff from wearing BLM and Pride clothing while at work. Fast forward to last week, the policy committee that Director Shannon sits on tweaked the initial directive due to legal concerns. Instead of banning BLM and Pride images, there's now a call to ban images that depict support or opposition relating to a political, quasi-political, or controversial topic. Board Director Rebecca Pyro suggested moving this whole issue over to a committee of students, staff, and community members to handle. Director Shannon was not a fan of that, saying there's no need to delay the process anymore. Ultimately, this issue was pushed to a meeting later this month for, you guessed it, more discussion. Before any of this happened, though, we heard more public comment from people on both sides of the issue.
Signage helps create emotional safety for our students. It helps them know that here in this place, this person acknowledges you and is here to protect all students. Our students deserve to feel psychologically safe in their environment.
I am getting a little tired of hearing people tell me that a BLM sign is a symbol of love. It's certainly not a symbol of love to those of us that have members of our family that are in law enforcement.
All right, that man you just heard from there is a parent who, of course, wants to get rid of the signage in district buildings. He's also a supporter of School Board Director Brian Shannon, but others are not, and they've actually launched an effort to recall Brian Shannon. I reached out to him for comment, but have not yet heard back. In the meantime, the Newburgh Education Association is considering legal action against the board. We'll stay on top of the story. Morgan, back to you.
All right, thanks so much, Mike. That is not the only issue plaguing Newburgh right now. In fact, we found out today some students at Newburgh High School were in a group Snapchat where they joked about auctioning off black classmates. The comments are disgusting. These kids are saying all blacks should die and let's have another Holocaust. We talked to a parent of a black Newburgh High student about it today.
But it was a group chat in Snapchat that included an online slave trade. So students were highlighting Black students in their schools who they thought could be sold, and it was kind of a mock discussion about who we would sell among the Black students in our schools and why we would sell them and how much they would be worth as a slave and those kind of things. And then mocking the Black students that were highlighted and talking about their private lives.
The school told us it's investigating, but the principal would not do an interview with us. School districts all over are scrambling to keep bus routes running while dealing with a shortage of drivers. This is happening in Oregon and all over the country. Now, the Reynolds School District also has several buses out of service. Over the weekend, thieves stole the catalytic converters off 19 buses while they were parked in the transportation yard. It'll take months to get all those buses fixed. The thieves caused about $70,000 in damage. It's hard to get a hold of catalytic converters right now because of supply chain issues, and the equipment is often stolen.
You know, it's a public school district, you know, so this really is coming out of, you know, everyone's funds, you know, who support, you know, Reynolds School District. And that hurts. You know, we could, you know, use $70,000 for a lot of different things within our district.
What a blow. The district has enough buses. They didn't have to cancel any routes because of the theft. A suspect was caught on surveillance, but so far the Multnomah County Sheriff's Office has not released the video. Just into the newsroom tonight, California Governor Gavin Newsom will keep his job, according to projections from NBC News. A recall election asked voters whether Newsom should be removed from office. It gave voters who wanted him out the choice of 46 alternatives. Governor Newsom campaigned with President Biden in Long Beach yesterday ahead of the recall. They said a replacement could roll back COVID protections. California's last recall election happened in 2003 when voters booted Democratic Governor Gray Davis and replaced him with Republican celebrity Arnold Schwarzenegger. On the COVID front now, here's the latest on COVID hospitalizations in Oregon. You can see from this graph right there on your screen, the number of people hospitalized leveled off recently and started to drop slightly. 1,082 COVID patients are in the hospital as of tonight. As for adult ICU beds, only 48 are available throughout the state. That's 7% of all ICU beds. Okay, walk around Portland and you'll see closed signs in a lot of restaurants' windows. The pandemic and a labor shortage continue to make it challenging for Oregon restaurants to stay open. Some in Portland temporarily closed recently. Tonight, Joe Rainieri found out there could be hope on the horizon.
One thing restaurants have been during this pandemic, resilient.
It's been a roller coaster of a year and a half, and we thought it was going to get better once the vaccinations came, and July was great. We had, a pretty busy July.
But since then, people have been staying away, in part to the surge of the Delta variant. Owner Rob Lutz says it's also been challenging to find people who want to work.
We'll find a candidate here or there, and a lot of times their availability is maybe not what we have. We have a lot of people applying that don't show up to interviews.
Just down the street at Broder Nord.
We opened July 1st. We had a really rough time trying to find people to work for us, mainly back of house. Front of house, we had a good mix of people that came in, but yeah, finding chefs, dishwashers, prep cooks was not easy for us for a long time.
It's the same situation all over the city. Diane Schuler owns Grant's Philly Cheesesteak in the Pearl District.
When you get an application, you almost take the first thing you can get, because who knows when you're going to be able to get another person. So
why has it been such a challenge for restaurants?
A lot of it's been going back to school and like wanting to get out of the service industry, not wanting to be in food anymore.
The reduced workforce has also impacted food deliveries even when restaurants are able to open. Some have cut back hours while others have had to temporarily close, like this Burgerville location along Highway 99 in Tigard. Many think a lot of it has to do with people living off unemployment, but others disagree.
We've raised our wages well above what they'd be getting, even with the bonus. There's also, tips that go out to the kitchen, and it's well above what they would be making on unemployment.
While restaurant owners continue to find ways to stay open, the president and CEO of the Oregon Restaurant and Lodging Association, Jason Brandt, says he's slowly seeing improvement.
We have seen some applications tick up, and this is anecdotal. We haven't seen data yet from the employment department, but we do believe that more people are applying for jobs since Labor Day weekend.
In the meantime, restaurants will continue to do what they can and hold out for hope these tables will soon fill up again. Joe Ranieri, KGW News.
Yep, and they continue to get creative. The effort to help the homeless crisis in Vancouver just got a $5 million boost. The money will pay for a hotel, which will be turned into a shelter. This is the old Howard Johnson Hotel by the Vancouver Mall, which shut down last February. Now it's being transformed into a 62-room shelter. A $5 million grant from the Washington State Department of Commerce just came through to pay for the property. So that frees up other money for construction and operating costs for the next 3 to 5 years.
This is going to be great for the community. Some of the neighbors in the mall had some concerns originally, but I think we worked with them and set up some good neighbor standards to really get, to a place where everyone can be happy.
The shelter is going to be called Bertha's Place and is set to open in November.